says this: call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. He says, call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things that you do not know. My message for you today is call him up and tell him what you want. My 30-year-old, they know what I'm talking about. Let me say it again. Say, call him up and tell him what you want. You may be seated in God's house. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. These last few weeks, we've been tackling some major communicational type scenarios. And I've been coming at it from a far different perspective than I normally would, because I started with anger. What does anger have to do with communication, Pastor? It has everything to do with communication. Because when you talk angry, you're not talking real communication. When you're angry, when you're upset, when you say things out of anger, you talking a whole different thing. How you present yourself, how you carry yourself, and your communication changes. Excuse me. When you're angry. And then the next week you said, Pastor, we're supposed to be doing communication this month. What you doing talking about fear? Because scared money don't make money. Ain't that what they used to say in the old days? What do you mean by that, Pastor? That when you're afraid, when you doubt, you don't speak the words that God wants you to speak all the time. You don't always articulate in the manner that God would like for you to articulate because you're scared. Because you're afraid. So you find yourself now speaking timidly or not speaking at all, Pierre. You get quiet and you sit back in the pocket and you don't want to say anything to anybody because you're scared. I talked about fear factor and how all it takes was a little fear to cause you to miss out on potential opportunities. I was talking to my baby the other day, and she's about to, something was going on at her job, and she couldn't get there on time. We're still on the highway. We're stuck in traffic. We're trying to make it back from Tennessee. We went to Memphis this week, and on our way back, she's afraid to call and let her boss know she's going to be late. I said, wait a minute, baby, who's your source? I said, man can only do so much to you. Come on, I'm talking to somebody this morning. When you walk into your boss's office and you all scared and timid, every time they look at you a certain way, you've forgotten who your source is. All right. I'm not telling you to be disrespectful or subservient or anything like that, but what I am saying is you got to recognize who the real boss is. Amen. So you carry yourself with a certain mantle because you recognize that my heavenly daddy controls this company. Amen. And just so you might let me go, he'll let you go. That's right. Yeah. Am I talking to anybody? Yeah. So we talked about anger, we talked about fear. And these are all defensive mechanisms. How you fight against something that's fighting against you. But now I want to tell you about how we go on the offense. Okay. All right. Basketball players are noteworthy of saying this. They said that it's cool that you would call a quarterback, somebody like that, the greatest athlete in the world. But the problem with that, they said, Terry, was that a quarterback only plays offense. All right. He never plays defense, or vice versa. A linebacker or a defensive back only plays defense, but never goes out there in the midst of offense. So how can they be the greatest player in the world if they only play one half of the field? That's good. Come on. Basketball players have to do both sides. Soccer players have to do both offense and defense. So if you want to look at it in the totality of things, those who play offense and defense are those who will be greater. That's all right. So I'm talking to you this morning. And y'all picking this up this morning. Y'all play both offense and defense. Come on, don't get slow on me. We ain't on the slow bus. We'll be out here in just a few minutes. We got to learn to play both defense and offense. So what is the greatest offense we have against the spirits? 1 Peter 5:7 says this. It says, cast your anxiety unto him because he cares for you. To cast our burdens unto the Lord means to communicate them unto him, to give them to him. But you got to do that audibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of y'all want to cast his care silently. God says, speak to me.
Yes.
Open up your mouth and communicate with me. Does he know what's going on inside your head? Yes.
Yes.
He knows. But he also requires for us to speak those things audibly.
Yes, Pastor. It's good.
You know, I just keep it to myself. No, that's not the requirement.
Amen.
Out of all the things Jesus taught, he taught us how to pray. Specifically, he didn't do that in a parable. He said, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. He went through all of the different stanzas that you need to understand as it relates to prayer. Because he wanted you to understand that you got to speak these things out of your mouth.
Amen.
Communication is key. Push your neighbor and say, communication is key. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So one of our most effective weapons in this war against the spirit is prayer. J. Hudson Taylor says, the prayer power has never been tried to its full capacity. If we want to see might, wonders of divine power and grace wrought in the place of weaknesses, failure, and disappointment, let us answer God's standing challenge. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. 2 Kings 20, verses 1 through 6 reads as such. In those days, Hezekiah became ill and was to the point of death. This is so deep. The prophet Isaiah, son of Amos, went to him and said, this is what the Lord said, put your house in order because you are going to die and you will not recover. Verse number 2. Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord. Remember, Lord, how I have walked before you faithfully and wholeheartedly devotion and done what is good in your eyes. And Hezekiah wept bitterly. Verse number 4, this is what's so deep. Before Isaiah had left the middle court, the word of the Lord came to him. Go back and tell Hezekiah, the ruler of my people, this is what the Lord God, your father, says to you. I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will heal you. On the third day from now, you will go up to the temple of the Lord. I will add 15 years to your life, and I will deliver you and this city from the hand of the king of Azariah. I will defend this city for my sake and for the sake of my servant David. Wait a minute. See, that kind of preaches all by itself. I never really read the whole thing and then go back to it. Normally I break it down into pieces, but this thing preaches all by itself. Wait a minute, the prophet comes to him. Isaiah walks in the room and says, hey, man of God, the Lord sent me here to tell you, you gonna die. No questions about it. Get your affairs in order because you're not going to make it out of this situation. It's over for you, baby. He didn't rebuttal. He never said anything to the man of God. Right? He didn't have no words for him. He just turned his head. And he got into a posture of prayer. Sometimes you gotta see some things. When things get so hard to the point where you don't know how to bear it, when it seems like you don't know how you're gonna make it, at some point you just gotta say, you know what? I'm done making all of the words to man. Let me speak this thing to God. I can't fight with you because you're not the one I'm battling with. Listen, I'm gonna turn away from you right now. Remember, Lord, how I served you faithfully. to his car.
That's good. Yes.
Before he can turn the alarm off, the Lord is like, oh, wait a minute, go back. There's another message I want you to tell him. Yes, I came with a prophetic word just a few seconds ago, but the Lord has sent me here to give you something different.
Yes. Preach.
How many people in here realize that you might just be one prayer away?
Come on.
You ever felt like giving up? You ever felt like quitting? You ever felt like this was the end? I just can't take it no more. But you audibly just give God one more prayer. Lord, remember. What are you praying for? Oh, I was listening to a message this morning that blessed my spirit. It said, church will be full of offense. But he said, you got to keep on going. Amen. He says, you can't allow that thing to put out your flame. He says, discouragement comes when you're praying for something and it doesn't come.
Yes.
Or things don't happen that you've been asking God for. So you allow that thing to water your flame. But you got to keep on fighting. Because you don't know. See, here's what happened. This is what's so amazing about it. Oh, Hezekiah, he prayed to God, and his prayer wasn't for longer life. He didn't say nothing about, Lord, can I have a few more years? He said, Lord, remember, Lord, how I have walked before you faithfully and wholeheartedly devotion and done what is good in your eyes. And Hezekiah wept bitterly. And the prophets came back and said, I have heard your prayer and seen your tears, and I will heal you. On the third day from now, you will go up to the temple of the Lord. I will add 15 years to your life, and I will deliver you and the city from the hand of the king Assyria. Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. You mean because this brother had enough faith to pray to God in the midst of his situation, in the midst of his storm, not only was he blessed with an additional 15 years, but also the people were liberated and free. What is it inside you that has the potential to change somebody else? What is it about you and your intuitiveness to keep going, or your stick-to-itiveness? See, I'm talking to somebody. Because some of y'all are ready to quit. Some of y'all are ready to give up. But God is saying, if you could just press, if you could just pray, if you could just trust me one more time, even once the word has been given that it's over, baby, whose report are you going to believe? He said, Lord, remember how I served you faithfully and gave myself wholeheartedly to your will. Remember me, God. And the Lord counts your tears. He sees your faithfulness. And it's not only liberating you, but it's liberating the people around you. What did he say that was so potent? What did he say that was worthy of death being removed and 15 years being added and victory being given to the people in his life? Verse number 3 says, remember, Lord, how I have walked before you faithfully and with wholehearted devotion, and have done what is good in your eyes. 3 elements to a breakthrough prayer. And I'm done. I wasn't going to go long today. 3 elements to a breakthrough prayer. Element number 1 is that walking with God faithfully. What does it mean to walk with God faithfully? What does faithful mean? What does it mean to be faithful? It means to be resilient, to be reliable, to believe when nobody else believes. Faithful. Are you faithful? Will you you trust him when nobody else will trust him? Will you be the person encouraging folks to trust God, or will you be discouraging? Or will you jump on the bandwagon? Are you a bandwagoner? Are you faithful? I have walked with him faithfully. Say, I have walked with him faithfully. Deuteronomy 5:33 says this: you shall walk in all the way that the Lord your God has commanded you, that you may live and that you may go well with you, and that you may live long in the land that you shall possess. Come on. Walking faithfully with God. The second stanza that leaps out of the text is giving God wholehearted devotion. Ooh. How much time are we devoting to God? Truly. I heard a guy say, if you're too busy to spend time with God, then you're too busy. Ooh, that thing touched me this morning. Wasn't even planning on, you know how something just come up on your YouTube? You're not even trying to hit play. He says if you got 10 jobs and you're still broke, it's because you're not doing it in order.
That's right.
I was talking to my father the other day. He said, man, I had never seen such a dry season in my life. I told you this guy's been hitting me with nuggets, so I keep calling. Right? Did I say that?
Yeah.
I mean, normally he didn't communicate at all.
Yeah.
But it seems like every time I talk to him now, he be saying some profound stuff. I don't know where it's coming from. But Lord knows it's been so deep. And I told him, I said, brother, you've been killing me. You've been killing me, and I don't even know if you know it. He says, I had never seen such a dry season, but I realized that it had nothing to do with my finances. It had to do with my lifestyle.
That's
Wow. Amen. Wow.
Wow.
amen.
He said, God is not going to bless no mess.
That's right.
He said, who I was dating, what I was doing, all of this other stuff, it had nothing to do with my money and everything to do with my lifestyle.
Amen.
All right.
Oh my God.
Some of us are struggling financially and we think it's about the numbers.
Come on.
Come on.
Could it be that God's favor has fallen off?
Disqualified.
Could it be that we have disqualified ourselves? Yes, we're covered by grace, but that don't mean he's got to bless our mess.
That's right.
Why should he allow us to flourish in the midst of our foolishness? Devotion. Devotion. How much time are we truly spending with our Heavenly Daddy? Are we devoting any time to him? Is he a priority?
24 hours in a day.
Is he a priority? And then last but not least, as I close, it's the real close. You know, old school preachers be like, I'm closing. It'll be 10 closes down the road before they gonna be closing. Like, man, how many doors this guy gotta close? Last but not least, as I close, is he said, Philippians 4:8, this is for divine devotion. Philippians 4:8 says this: finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praising, think about these things.
That's right.
We're so caught up in everything else that we don't have time to devote to God. We spend 100 million hours doing everything but what God wants us to do. Let your neighbor say, get it in order. Last but not least, the thing that he said to God is he was doing what is good before his eyes. Doing what is good before his eyes. Do you not know that God sees everything that we do? The good, the bad, the ugly. He was there with you last night. He was there with you the day before with the mistakes you made. And he says nothing can separate us from his love. But wouldn't it be amazing for God to smile upon your activities, to be enlightened and delighted. That's my baby right there. Come on, you got those children you just proud of. They bring that report card home, you want to tell everybody, look at my baby, man, you posted it up on Facebook and things like that because you're excited about what they've done. How much more excitement would you expect from our Heavenly Daddy when you're operating and functioning in His delight? Ooh, that's my baby right there. Ooh, that's my worshiper. That's Trevor playing those keys. That's my son right there. Oh, I'm just so excited about what my children are doing on my behalf. But when the music stops, that's when we live our song. What does Monday look like? Sunday looks good. Oh, he's excited. You're his baby. But are you cussing folks out on Monday, babies? You got a potty mouth. Are you on Snapchat, Instagram wilding out? Is he delighted in your Snapchat activity? When it's only there for a few minutes, okay, but he saw it.
Amen. Say it. Teach, Pastor.
He saw it. Does he delight? Yeah, talking to you too. Does he delight in your activities? Do people see him in you? Do people see him in you? Come on, everybody in the room standing. Everybody in the room standing. Everybody in the room standing. Lord, come on, say it with me. Say, Lord, help me to walk faithfully.
Help me to walk faithfully.
No, don't say it if you don't mean it. I don't have time for fakers.
Come on, that's right.
Shucks. I don't have time to waste. There's so many other things we can be doing right now. So if you don't mean this, don't say it. I won't be mad at you. I won't look at you any differently. This is between you and God. Lord, help me to walk faithfully. Lord, help me to give God devotion. To give you devotion. Wholeheartedly. And last but not least, Lord, help me to do what is good before your eyes. If you believe that and receive that right now, come on, bless him right now. That's a life changer. That's a game changer right there. That's a praise break right there. The matter is the things that God doing to transition in your life. It's time for some things to happen. Lord, I believe it right now. Lord, I receive it right now, God. A shift is about to happen right now. A shift is about to happen right now.
Thank you, God. Yes.
Spirit, wake up. Heaven come down. Oh, Spirit, break out. We need you to break our walls down. Oh, Spirit, we need you to break our walls down. Lord Jesus, we recognize in this moment, Lord, the significance of each and every prayer we set out. We don't know which prayers are going to take. We don't know which prayer is going to unleash some things in the atmosphere. So we recognize the significance of each and every prayer that we lay before you. So right now in this moment, this might be the one. This might be the one, God, that's going to change not just my life, but the life of others. So right now, in the name of Jesus, God, Lord, I'm praying for a detox of those things that are not like you, God. I'm praying for a shift in the mindset, God, that are more devoted